What up, what up, what up? Welcome to PIMPOHOLIC TV PODCAST. It's your homeboy Maal, the Pimp, and I got a special guest in the building. This lady right here does a lot for the city of Chattanooga, Tennessee. She is the Director of Family and Mortgage Services for the Habitat for Humanity. I'm talking about Miss Tenesa McGhee. How you doing, lady? And welcome to PIMPOHOLIC TV.
I am doing great. How are you doing, Jamal?
I'm
Thank you
just
for the
fine.
fantastic introduction.
Well, I thank you for tuning in, man. We want to educate and help some people right here with this interview right here, man. So I'm really glad you tuned in. And I want to, really give out a positive message and give out some education information for people who are in need of what we're about to talk about. You understand?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, Tenesa, like I said, is the Director of Director of Family and Mortgage Services at Habitat for Humanity. The Habitat for Humanity is a service that provides something that's definitely needed in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I'm going to let her go into detail about that. So my first question, describe actually what the Habitat for Humanity does in Chattanooga and what are the services that you all render. Describe that in detail, please, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely. To understand what Habitat does in Chattanooga, you kind of understand the history of what Habitat is and foundationally how it started all. A lot of people already think that, it's Jimmy Carter that, started up the Habitat mission, but no, it was actually a guy named Millard Fuller that started off the Habitat. And what he did was he was like, you know what, why can't I take money and refurbish items, donated items, and build homes with it? So he started seeing people that were poverty stricken that needed assistance. And that's what he started it out with. And then it was President Carter that just came on and thought that this was a fantastic idea. And he continued on the legacy. So Habitat for Humanity has been around for a lot of years. We have been established in Chattanooga for a little bit over 30 years. And we are not giving homes, we finance homes for low to moderate income families. And we want to provide a sense of security for our families in Chattanooga to let them know that they can become homeowners.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, now your job, Director of Family and Mortgage Services. Describe what you actually do. What is your role? Give your total description of what you do.
Well, I have a lot of hats in my organization. I bring in all the new applications for new construction families. I vet the applications to make sure they qualify for our program because we are HUD regulated. So there are a lot of things that we have to take into consideration when we're approving applicants into our program. And those are things like, ability to pay for a home. We have to be able to make sure that this person is sustainable. So they have to be able to pay for a Habitat home. You have to make sure they have the willingness to partner. The Habitat program is closely to about an 18-month program. So definitely that willingness to partner and participate in that program over those months is very important. So those are things that I evaluate when we're doing our application evaluations for our applicants. And then you have sweat equity. They have to be committed to this process. This is something that Mr. Fuller decided that this was important, is that these people actually come in and start working on their homes themselves. But I think that gives them a sense of, I can do this because I got a hammer and nail in my hand and I'm fixing up my own house. So that's the sweat equity that they're putting into those homes. So, and then not only that I do, but I actually do the mortgage piece at the end. So I go through the applications and I make sure that, like I said, they continue to qualify, they are sustained, and then I actually do all the mortgage processing at the end to close on the loans.
Okay, let me ask you this. Now, a lot of people in the city think, okay, I want you to clarify this so people can know the actual steps that it takes. So a lot of people will say to themselves, I'm in low income housing, or I want to move from the projects or an apartment to my own house. I heard I can just call Habitat and get a house, but it's not that simple. So tell the steps that people have to go through to actually qualify to even get into the program. Break that down, please.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. The first step is going to be to call in and get a pre-qualifying questionnaire. The first thing to do is to say, you know what, I have interest in having my own home. And then once you fill out that pre-qualifying questionnaire, it's going to ask different questions like, okay, what's your family's household size and family income? Because those are qualifying factors to make sure that they fit within the HUD guidelines for our program. Then after that, we're going to look at credit reports. We're going to see where you are and just make sure that you don't have like abundance of credit, issues. We do, accept people in the program up to $2,000 in, credit debt. So, we will not, just kick somebody out the program because they have, mediocre credit. Also, once you send that in and we make sure that you qualify on those levels, then we'll send you out a full application. That full application, and you have to bring in all your required documents. And we kind of get into the weed and seed of things because we need to just make sure that, you've been on your job long enough time. We need to make sure that you have had a steady income, that you actually are a resident of Hamilton County. So all those things that we have to qualify you based on. And once that application is actually in and we've processed it, we've vetted it, and we make sure that person qualifies for the program, we send them in front of what we call our family selection committee. And that committee is some people that we brought together. Jamal, you know about our committee because you are a veteran that's on our committee.
Right. Believe that.
So these are people that come together and they have a sense of meaning for our community members, and they want people to get into homes. So not only prospectively do you have one person actually looking through it, we have another committee that gets together, about 13 or 14 people that get together and they look through this application to, consider this person as a habitat person in the program. So once that's done, they actually have a home visit. So, it's definitely very detailed, like you said. We have to have a home visit, and then they evaluate and assess that person's current housing situation. Because, we don't want to just put people in houses just because they want a home. We want to put people in houses because this is actually a need thing, And so once they go through that and then the family selection committee approves them, then they're oriented into our program and they start their 18-month journey. And this journey is not just, being with us, it's sweat equity. They're putting in 200 to 400 hours of sweat equity into the program. And that consists of anything from working in our restores, working in our office, doing administrative work for our office, and also, participating in events, because we actually have people that go out to different events because we're trying to make ourselves very needed source in the community. So Habitat is in a lot of places. So we actually have our homeowners, our partner families come in and they do that. After that, then basically they're kind of working with me, one-on-one to fix any issues that they could possibly have. If there's credit issues, I'm fixing the credit issues that they have. They have to actually have closing costs money that they have to be saving up over 18 months. They actually have almost 30 education classes that they have to go through. And this is educating them on everything that it needs to be a successful homeowner. From plumbing, budgeting, credit repair. We actually teach people how to paint. So it's a wide array of things that go into being a Habitat homeowner, and they are very successful in the end.
Let me ask you this, because a few people asked me this question right here. Specifically, a young lady asked me this earlier today when I told her I was interviewing you. Does a criminal background prevent you from applying for Habitat?
Now, you cannot be a felon to apply for the program. So, if you have a, misdemeanor charge, it's on a case-by-case basis. We will look at that applicant, but, basically you cannot be a felon and be in the program. Mm.
Okay, now let's move forward. I just applied for the program and I've been approved. Now, give me the breakdown, detail for detail of what are the steps I got to take. Once I've been approved, what are the steps I got to take over this 18-month period to actually get my house? Break that down for them right there.
Now, that would be, like I said, that would be the sweat equity. You will be coming
Go into
in and
detail
you will be
about
doing
that.
the sweat equity hour. So the sweat equity hours, like I said, it consists of anything besides working in our restores, and hours in our restores, helping out, and it could be community events. We do have community events that we will participate in, education courses. Like I said, the 30 to 35 education courses that we provide, they have to be in attendance to those. Also, when they get to that threshold, we have a threshold that each family would have to get to. Sometimes it's 200, sometimes it's 100, 100, just depending on the circumstance. A person with a disability would only have to have 100 hours to be actually moved to construction when they select a lot. A single person would have to do 200 before they select the lot, 200 actual hours. So once the lot selection is done, then you move to construction hours. And that's when you're working on your house or either working on one of the other future homeowners' houses in the program. And that could be working on Saturdays, and you could be doing anything like hanging OSB, or you could be painting the interior of a home, or you could be building a deck. So, I mean, it's definitely construction work when we say construction hours for Sweat Equity. So that's pretty much most of the details of it that you will be getting your hours. And we also allow our families to get community hours. So you can go to another nonprofit organization, volunteer with that organization, and have them sign off on it. And we would give that future homeowner credit for that Sweat Equity working with another organization of their choice.
Okay, two more things based on that. I want to piggyback off what I want you to talk about. First, the Sweat Equity hours. Now, it also explain how people can bring in their kids who are of a certain age and kind of get double credit for the hours. Break that down right there.
Well, yeah, you can bring your children in as long as your children are 16 and older. Then you can bring them in, and they can help with the Sweat Equity for the home. And it also brings a sense of fulfillment for their families because the kids are feeling like they're contributing to their future and their mom's future. Also, we allow our families to do report cards. I mean, anybody from kindergarten all up to 18 years old, if they're getting good grades, then, a would qualify for so many hours of Sweat Equity, a B. So we actually have it tallied to where they can actually participate as well, just by getting good grades and just by being present, in class. That also contributes to the household Sweat Equity efforts.
Okay. And another thing I want you to speak on. Now, over this 18-month period is also a closing cost that has to be met by the end of the period. I want you to tell how much their closing cost is. Now, a lot of people are going to say, wow, that's a lot of money, but explain how they can go about making payments or the strategy they can go about to actually pay the closing costs without paying it all at once. So tell the closing costs and give examples of how you can go about doing it without paying it all at once, please.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Traditional mortgages all have closing costs that are, come with the closing package. What we have the opportunity to do is that we have a bank that we partner with, Pinnacle, that has been a partner in housing those funds. So what we do is we say, hey, if you just put $25 to $50 in this account, a pay period or a month, then you would get the $2,600 that is needed for your closing costs.
What's the closing cost is needed? How much again?
$2,600.
Okay, go ahead.
So the $2,600 is going to be what the closing cost is going to be in detail of, and that's going to include the appraisal. It's going to include the title work that we have to get done. So anything that you think about with a traditional mortgage, because Habitat's mortgages are traditional. I know people think, oh, they're going to give us a house. So like I said, it's a 0% interest mortgage, which is pretty much unknown of, so you're not going to be ever pay any interest on our mortgages, but they do have closing costs that go along with it. That would be $50 a month, $25 a month. We just want to make sure that by the time your house is done, that you have that $2,600 in there. So it's actually building a savings in people that are not used to saving.
And for some extra notes, education for y'all that are looking, $2,600, right? Some people pay about a month. Then a lot of people pay it with their income taxes. That's also another option that, so even though it says $2,600, don't think like you have to pay it all up front. You can pay monthly payments and then pay it off with your income tax. Or if you start the program around the time you get your income tax, put a lump sum down on it and then pay monthly until you pay it off in the midst of doing your Sweat Equity hours. Right?
Yeah, and We like that. We like for people to, like I said, bring their income tax in, but also we try to encourage savings, because being a homeowner, you have to save, because the house is going to come with different things along the way, that, a good savings and a good budget, to be educated in those two genres are, it just makes for successful people overall in their future. So we try to encourage, to do that little $25 here, $25 there. I know the income tax is kind of like, what, out of sight, out of mind. I got that done. Let's go on to the next bridge that I have to cross. But if they could, time it out, it does build character as far as their budgeting needs.
Okay. Now, when somebody gets a Habitat home, what is the typical average mortgage that they'll be paying?
That's a good question. So our mortgages they run about $500 a month. So they are a 30-year mortgage. The good thing about Habitat is that we have a second silent forgivable mortgage that we provide our homeowners. And what that means is that when our homeowners go into a Habitat house, they are going into it with an equity position. And a lot of mortgages don't do that. A lot of mortgages companies kind of max people out, so they don't have any equity until they pay down on their mortgage for a couple of years. So what Habitat has been able to do over the years is give them that forgivable second that they don't ever have to pay on, as long as they stay in the home. That's just one of the requirements, that they stay in the home. Then that forgivable piece will just go away after the term of the mortgage. So that's another plus.
Gotcha. Now, once I've completed the program and I'm ready to move into a house, tell the areas where the Habitat homes are located at.
Now, we do have, right now we're building in the Villages. So if everybody knows where the Villages is, that's in the Alton Park area. So now in our lots are all in the back of the Canary Circle and the Hughes Avenue. So that's currently right now where we're building. We're trying to put all of our efforts into that area because it's a very growing area. If you notice that they're extending the Riverwalk, it's going to be going out that way. So basically, that's where we're trying to focus our area, to make sure that we're rebuilding that area and making it, and making it back to its heyday where it's good.
Now, are there still homes, and are you still building in East Chattanooga?
Right now, we don't have any lots. All those have been selected. We get them periodically. We never know what we're going to be blessed with. That's one thing I can say about being with Habitat for the 6 years that I've been there, is that we have had houses in the I can't think of the name of it now, but Hamilton Place area. We have had them up there. We have had them off in Shepherd. We have had homes that have been in the Eastdale area as well. So, I mean, it just really depends. Signal Mountain, we have had a home up there as well. So it just kind of really depends on, how it works out. Sometimes we get those lots in those areas. Sometimes we're not. We can't guarantee you, but we can guarantee what we're building at that certain time. And right now, we're in the Villages.
So right now it's in the Villages. So also, people, what you all need to know with Habitat is your house will be built brand new from the ground up.
Absolutely.
And if you're somebody who has any kind of handicap deficiencies and all that, they will build a house to meet those requirements also, right?
Absolutely. Anybody that has a disability, they need a wheelchair ramp. They need accessibility to a shower because of a wheelchair. We definitely customize our homes to be able to accommodate anybody's needs. And we welcome it. We welcome anybody to apply for the program, whether it be a veteran, whether it be somebody with a disability, whether it be somebody who just thinks that I cannot be a homeowner. Please come and see us to make sure that that's something, or talk to myself or talk to my assistant to see what what we can do for you before you just cancel yourself out. Now, I must say, with the new construction right now, we're not accepting applications. But the application period will be reopening back up soon.
Okay, so before we go, the application period will be reopening soon. Let people know, once it does reopen, how can they go about applying for Habitat? Give them the address, the phone number, the website, let them know everything they need to know.
Absolutely. When we do reopen, you need to continue to check our habitat.org website. You can go to habitat.org and put our location in there, and it's going to be listed. You can also stay connected with us on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page that we post anything that we have on that Facebook page. And there's other programs that we do, Jamal, home repair. You know, it's just not all about new construction. We have home repair program that we do that is funded also for people who have been in their homes that need, you know, just little cosmetic updates to keep their house in, you know, in working condition, because a house is a breathable thing. You know, if you're not continuously putting work into it, it can potentially go down on you. So what home repair does, if you apply for the home repair program and get qualified, we'll come out. We've done things like place whole new showers in homes. You know, somebody who didn't have that. We've done new roofs on people's houses that needed roofs. So, I mean, these are things that, you know, our programs are ongoing. The AIP program as well, Jamal, it's an agent in place program that was facilitated through the, you know, the state of Tennessee, through our government. And we receive funds for that to work on the elderly's homes that were in their homes to make them sustainable. You know, nobody wants to go and live with a family member or live in a nursing home when they can stay in their home. So we have made their houses sustainable where they can stay in their homes, like placing ramps or grab bars in the bathroom, making things more accessible for somebody that's up in age. But once we do open up, you continue to look at our Facebook page, continue to check our website. And once that application period is up, you need to come down to 1201 Main Street, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37408. Give us a call at 423-756-0507, and we'll be happy to tell you all the details that you need to do to come in and either get a pre-qualifying questionnaire, or even better, we'll mail you a pre-qualifying questionnaire so you can fill it out and mail it back to us. So we're very interested in getting our people in and, you know, just getting everybody into the home ownership program so they can get qualified for these homes in Chattanooga.
Again, y'all, that's Habitat for Humanity, 1201 Main Street. And for y'all who just need to know exactly where it's at, that's right next to the child support office, to the child support court. Y'all know where that's at, huh? That's right next door to the child support court. Right next door. Right next door.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that,
No
Jamal.
problem.
It went out for a second.
So
But
tonight,
yeah, absolutely.
is there anything else that I didn't ask that you feel like the people should know to educate them on Habitat for Humanity? Is there anything else that we're missing?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know, not only about all our programs, Jamal, not only about our new construction, but also, you know, volunteer opportunities. We welcome people to come and volunteer at our organizations. If anybody needs any type of hours for college, you know, some people need internship hours. They need hours that they would have to pursue for college. Please give Habitat a call. We love people to come out and get that experience, because it's not only you getting something out of it, but you get experience on how to work on homes when you come and actually come to our organization and volunteer with us.
Gotcha. Well, Miss Tenesa McGhee, I'm sorry, it's been real nice. Thank you for tuning in. I'm talking about, this is Director of Family and Mortgage Services for Habitat for Humanity. So y'all got all the information you need. So anybody who was trying to be a first-time homeowner, or somebody who was in the low-income housing who want to get into a house, this is the platform for you. This is the information you need. Please take heed and follow suit, please. Tenesa, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you very much, all right?
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for having me on, Jamal, and educating our community about Habitat. I appreciate it.
No problem. We'll be in touch, of course.
Okay, absolutely. You
all
have
right.
a great night.
Same to you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.